Hi, it's Tuesday. Welcome to episode 27 of Life Strategies with Nat for the Entrepreneurial Woman. It's not going to be a super long one today because I have a vision board workshop that I'm doing later. It's going to be a corporate workshop for their women's mentorship program, so I'm very excited for that. But I did want to take a moment to touch on you're successful when. Hey, Sakshi. So, yeah, as you're logging in, guys, let me know that you're here. Give me a hello or some hearts or something. And if you're watching on replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I can come in and say hello. And if you want to also tell me where you're calling in from, because I always love to see that. I'm in Toronto. It was so hot today. It was probably felt like 40 degrees, which was nice. But I've not done my hair or anything, so I'm okay with that. Okay, so I wanted to put this training together because I've been noticing a few trends just with my own clients and with people that I speak with, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you. Hi. Talk to you about how you can reduce your overwhelm and how you can really hone in on what it is that you're doing, that when you do them, you know that you're being successful. So I think what's happening is that it's mid-July, and now it's sort of like the continuation of the July feel. Like everybody is a bit, they're not really feeling like they're where they're supposed to be. And so if you don't feel like this, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you're at a point in your life or your business where you're feeling a bit discouraged, like you feel like you're not kind of where you want to be, you feel like you don't have time, like you've just sort of lost the time. Where did the time go all year? And then, or maybe you're feeling just a bit confused in terms of what to do. Like, I know you may not relate to this, but if you do, some of us, especially when you're starting your entrepreneurial journey, you want to do so much because you're heart-centered like me and you want to help the world and you just want to do everything, but you can't do everything. I mean, you can, but you have to be strategic about it, right? And you have to do it in a way that you don't ever lose yourself, or you don't get overwhelmed, or you don't let your stress levels get super high. So this is what I really want to focus on today, because if you do the exercise that I'm going to walk you through, and it's actually from the Life Fulfillment Academy, which is what I founded, but I've added some content there to help with this, and I'm going to be continuing to add content there. So let me just look at my notes for a sec, because I know I didn't want to miss anything. Okay, yeah. So tell me if this sounds familiar. Like, give me some likes, or like if you feel like you're running out of time, like you don't know what to do first, like you're feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed because you feel like you're not as far as you should be. Maybe you're not hitting the revenue goals that you feel like you should be. And remember, this is life strategies that we're talking about. So yes, a focus on business, but we always want to make sure that we're building our business, but not forgetting about our life, so that we always take a holistic perspective. So my question for you is this: what are the 5 things that when you do them, you know you're being successful? What are the 5 things that when you do them, you know you're being successful? So I want to pose this question to you because sometimes, like I was kind of saying before, is that we can tend to shoot from the hip if we're not as strategic and aligned as we need to be. Especially when we feel overwhelmed, and I see this a lot, mainly with people that don't use their planners effectively. So, you want to have a system in place. and this isn't what I was going to talk about today, but just kind of it's relevant. Like, so if I were to give you like a top tip, like a sidebar top tip, is to really get, I would say, focus on 1 day a week on planning what you're going to do for the next week. And I've talked about this before, and if you have questions, feel free to comment below, but I just want to stay on target today with this exercise. So if you even want to grab a pen and a paper, if you haven't done that already, you can totally do that. And this question is from one of the exercises in the Success Factor tool set that I just launched, or that I just put up on the Life Fulfillment Academy. So let me know if this kind of sounds familiar. You have a ton of projects. I'm only asking you to choose 5. So if you have a list of like 20 things that you're doing, and I'm talking about like projects that you do that generate income for you, that generate satisfaction for you. And sometimes we focus so much on the money part that we don't take into consideration, how is it adding meaning to our lives? How is it fulfilling me? How is it allowing me to make the impact that I want to make? So yes, money's great, but it's not everything. Like, I love money and money loves me. That's one of my favorite mantras. But, you want to be strategic in everything that you do. You want to know why you're doing anything, why you're anywhere. So if you write down 5 projects, so let's take the first project. Write down how much you make from it. So if it's workshops, for example, how much do you make in the workshops? And I want you to rate that, like score it on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, whatever you're comfortable with, but 1 to 5 works. Score that as you look at your overall objectives. So you look at your revenue objectives for the year, for the quarter, for the month, and you're like, okay, how am I going to score this on a rate of 1 to 5? Is it meeting my revenue objectives? Okay, so the second part to that is I want you to score it on a rate of 1 to 5 as it aligns to your values. So if you don't know your values, you want to start there, because I'm going to say that you want to actually check in with your values all the time. Not all the time, but at least I'm going to go with once a quarter at the very least, because the thing is that as you grow, as you change, as you become more successful, as you reach new levels of success, your values change. Your definition of success changes. And so you want to really, hone in there. Hey, Joanne, you want to kind of hone in on that and say, okay, I've reached my next level of income. So let me just revisit my values and let me redefine what my idea of success is. Because now you're reaching for new levels. New levels, new devils. That's what it's the running joke. No, but so that is really going to help you to know what you do. Like, what is it that you do that is making you know in your heart of hearts that you're being successful? It's not just from the revenue part, it's from the values part too, because you don't want to just be doing things for the sake of just getting money. At least that's not the people that I work with, and I'm sure that's not who's watching, because I know the people that are attracted to me, they are heart-centered, they are service-oriented, they want to make an impact in this world. It's just that sometimes we want to do so much that we can tend to get a bit overwhelmed, and we can spend time on things that we know we really want to, but in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture, which is really what we always have to have in mind, that big picture, that holistic view, that bird's eye view, every little thing that we do is adding to our tomorrow. It's adding to our success. It's adding to our fulfillment. It's adding to the way we feel. So if you're doing things that don't feel right, even if they're making you a ton of money, it's maybe worthwhile considering, what is that project about? So just to recap, what this whole episode is about is you know you're successful when. You know you're successful when you do X because it generates this income and it satisfies my values in this way. It adds to meaning into my life in this way. So I hope that you found that insightful. I hope that you find this exercise useful. If you have any questions as you're going through it, or if you want a bit more, check out the Life Fulfillment Academy. I'll put a link. Oh, there's my niece. She's the sweetie. So I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to wish you guys a wonderful rest of the day. And I'm going to get going on my vision board workshop. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye.